passport.
Where one of staff?
Me passport to me budget.
Okay.
Me budget me passport to
okay.
It me many abre because I want me from Penyah bianca me niya sami. Man kwa adwuma me gya wa ba. Say me ba budget. It was a mama ba kwa bi aso se me setlika. And so still me nyɛ place na pomo ma.
That's why obia or staff.
Anthony Diobecho na chance. Anthony Diobecho na chance. Anyone can na so ya shape am Ghana for Samuel Okuze to Ablakwa, member of parliament for Northern constituency. I was a foreign affairs minister. Ebusia na so ya shape Ghana for just Mahama enyinedi na oye highly incompetent. Ablakwa abetwantro atre Ghana for. Amisia de eto apagya. Ghana for just Mahama ensake Ablakwa na oye incompetent. It in this video mo ahwe ensemo a etwego mo trans mema wo tirikyiri mu amo de Ablakwa ekan ye ene nia air so na so kwa review mu atro adwe amam e wo comments ayi Penyah Block Media mesro say any day obe like video no adaro ma wo subscribe button na back and keep notification on latest update na be tele wa atwe de amam e wo comments section so baso no shi video mo cross enya bi ahwe e to hear Ghana hanu a application the application of passport something which is there because I am not interested in the cost but now I was interested in number of days it take and some on second passport. Oya passport or Ghana ha chadodo check a bit made the 6 months not finish across your passport I read how a bit made 4 or 5 months plus and some on second passport even just a common birth set oya birth set or Ghana ha maybe yeah birth set it took 3 months and some in second birth set and we say impo friend is impo part to pay me have me figure how much friend impo or she be okay 2 weeks. 2 weeks. It took 3 months. And that means mami tia higher amount say friends a proto brief who tell them the man. I don't know me tia. Hoping 7 kind of 2 weeks, but we kind of 3 months time. And the concerning passport, how is it any idea? I don't know. And as someone over the Ablakwa, exactly 10 February 2025, after said he was appointed as Foreign Affairs Minister. There'll be a press conference. I don't catch a Ghana for on him. How passport application officer apply passport see dem for near the modalities involved area that didn't know. Or second of all say they nyabotre. Nyame adness e budget to passport. Ombe render 24-hour passport application service.
There's been a great deal of concern by the Ghanaian people that they want passports to be in terms of the processing, in terms of the convenience. They would want that we work on that. We need to go full digitalization. We need to make it possible for courier services to submit passports to people. We shouldn't have a situation where thousands of passports remain uncollected. Cut down the inconvenience. If government has your biometrics, why is everybody still collecting biometrics? DVLA, SNIT, NIA, health service, passport office, everybody is still collecting biometrics every day. Happens only in Ghana. It has to stop. We must integrate. And that is why I've spoken to the Communications Minister to help us with technical staff from his ministry and the NIA so that we can integrate. If your biometrics are in the system, why should you have to always, if you want to renew your passport or get a passport, do your biometrics again? It's total waste of man hours. And then we also want the passport office to become a 24-hour passport office that operates around the clock. And we'll be piloting that as we look at moving all our missions to 24-hour working period. That, as you know, is the vision of President Mahama. He is big on having a 24-hour economy so that we can work around the clock and then create jobs. Potentially, we can triple current staff numbers if we roll out a 24-hour operation within the ministry. So that is one of the committees that we'll be setting up today. The second committee we shall set up is the Migration and Welfare of Ghanaians in the Diaspora Committee. You heard me say that the Foreign Ministry should help to address the unemployment crisis. But even more importantly, we have too many of our compatriots who are being exploited their dignity is violated violently, particularly in some regions. I don't want to mention because the media is here, but you know those regions. And it's all because it's not a regulated space. You have unscrupulous private agencies who take advantage of them. When they arrive in those destinations, they seize their passports, they collect more than 50% of their earnings, and they just exploit them and treat them shabbily, really. So that has to change. When you have a government-to-government agreement, and everybody knows that these workers from this country, Ghana, their government knows they are here. Their government is aware of their work. They will be treated with respect, with dignity, and it becomes a win-win situation. Look at what countries like Cuba, like Indonesia have achieved, taking advantage of migration policies and having partnerships with us. And you should look at the numbers. For example, Cuba, we pay them so much every year because of the doctors that they bring in. Why can't we also begin to get some good FDI from these arrangements? So that is a committee I'm passionate about, and I want us to hit the ground running with those two committees. We'll be giving them a month's mandate to report so that we can immediately roll out the interventions that we all want to see. As I conclude, I would want to admonish all of you colleagues that your welfare will also be my utmost priority. You do know that as ranking member on the Foreign Affairs Committee for 8 years, I have advocated for your welfare. I have said that we should bring back the waiver on duties, particularly when you are returning from your posting.
Yes, sir. Who apply within 24 hours. Now once I can passport. And concerning the price, that is not passport. No, you will 800 and 500 any other. It's honorable Ablakwa. As I said, there be a 100 to do. It is the standard one will be a bit maybe that 500 cities in a day. Or Tiso or Tin no so. At about 350 cities. So we will be able to make a passport.
Reform that we are going to carry out. Then the fourth reform, I am convinced that we can do something about the fee structure. Ghanaians are complaining that passport fees have become too high, that it is too expensive. We are going to do something about it. So in the next few days, we will go back to Parliament with a new fee structure. What I want us to do is that for ordinary Ghanaians, the masses, let's reduce it so it will be affordable. Then the frequent travelers, the business people, those who want premium service, who want a fat booklet, 42 pages or 48 or 58, even if they want 100 pages, we'll see if we can do it for them. And then premium service, they can have it in an expedited manner, even if it's a day or 48 hours maximum. Then they pay good money because they can afford. They are business people, they are business tycoons, business moguls. For those people, no matter how you price it, doesn't really bother them. Then they can subsidize for the ordinary Ghanaians. You understand? So that's what we are going to do. We don't want to treat all Ghanaians the same way, particularly, the vulnerable, needy but brilliant students who are to go on scholarship. The person can't pay his fees, and suddenly we think that he can pay 500, 600 cedis for a passport. That is asking too much of our ordinary citizens, and that is going to change. So these are some of the reforms that you should expect. But I was telling your colleagues at the headquarters that
it was Okansin with exactly 15 February 2025 here. It's on the 19th of February 2025. Anna Ablakwa Echo PM our Ghana Parliament. Anna Ablakwa Echo announces now the passport as Foreign Affairs Minister will already see the price or the cost on what passport application from 500 cedis up to 350 cedis.
Passport and is committed to ensuring that the cost remains reasonable while maintaining high security standards. In our efforts to make passports more accessible to all Ghanaians and per instructions I have received from His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, we are pleased to announce a reduction in the cost of the ordinary passport booklet, that is the 32-page booklet, from the 500 Ghana cedis to 350 Ghana cedis. We will in the coming days be presenting an amendment to the fees and charges to ensure that this reduction is approved by the House from 500 Ghana cedis down to 350 Ghana cedis. That is the new policy position of the Mahama administration. As part of the services that the Passport Office carries out, is a service known as Expedited service. So for those with emergencies, those who probably medical emergency, business emergency, a student who has to meet a timeline, we have in the structure of the services that the Passport Office renders what is known as Expedited service. You pay a little more and then you can have your passport within the same week. So that Expedited service is available, and we will urge, I think that sometimes it's probably lack of public education, public awareness. So we are intensifying that so that Ghanaians will know, nurses, doctors who are attending to these patients who may have to fly them out can make themselves available for this service. So we have the Expedited service which takes care of emergencies, and that is available.
Ghana had the baby any job if you because now on a passport, oh yeah, they say they will render 24-hour service. You know, oh yeah, within 24 hours on Sabeka and a born was abetus. A day I train budget senka. You will budget here and a number reading a bit to keep it. And a March more or budget ever 2 years. It's by 2 years, any job if you passport will be any dance and oh yeah, 24 hours on Sabeka, a bonus up for because Ablakwa Enya Parliament. I said now we will reduce the price. Emma by news me, any J any other. But we see Enra. I don't say maybe air trend it will media and so. I dare say more Ablakwa otherwise day. I'm chairman, member of Parliament for Northern why day. As I came, my go share they said, you better not tell me even a bay passport once and some. I am visited passport portal. Online portal and a passport on. I don't go ahead the fees. Sika bit metia so your passport ya. I don't say that expedited application 48 pages no. And not that so that 8,800,000 cedis. 32 pages on no. And that's 700 cedis. Standard one na 32 pages no. Standard one no. And no other 500 cedis. What I say? And a standard one 48 pages no. And also that's 644 cedis. Naturally say standard one now, Ablakwa catch the say what so from 500 cedis to 350 cedis no. And you know correct. Ablakwa abedi too. Who abe fragadam. Who abe try and throw. It media no so there. Said a month for CD na tem. A month for CD Ablakwa tem no. Eh, nyas and go visit Minister of Justice. A visit the head of state, head of department. Yes sir. And some of catch Ablakwa no. Make one ajimisem. Now concerning 24-hour passport application service na Ablakwa can say or the aban. I said to them say oh your passport 24 hours on Sabekano. Any baby ako the passport office. Is the omanya call cross omo passport. I am ready our office to Omuramed Omoko de Busia. Omo 2 days ever home. Omo Sankai.
Yes.
I don't record
I'm not doing anything.
Let's confirm. Why are you recording that?
I'm not recording.
Yes, confirm.
What shows that I'm
Then
recording?
let me see if you are recording.
It's myself.
You are recording. Why are you telling me?
I'm not recording you.
Yes.
Why do you think I'm recording?
I've seen you recording.
Why do you think I'm recording?
Because I've seen it.
No, I'm not doing anything.
Then let me see.
This is my phone.
Why would
You can't force me to do anything. This is my
you shouldn't
phone.
tell me that you are not
I'm
recording.
not recording you.
Then there's no question.
I can't do that.
Then it's true
It's
that
my
you are
personal
recording.
phone. I have
You can wait as a
Yes. Send the easy cry, easy. For Penyah bread, don't want to go. I saw from a fat. Oh, from a moon fat. Poor service pa. Obi and go for a cry ready. A be more to find watching a yard. I said the passport number the evening. A man misunderstanding from Saturday last week. ABC neck. A man high beja and easy cry.
It's 27 Smith, enemy now, 27 June, enemy now message sent. On my up in it is not a very bad. See them it's all train from maybe a mother, to be a man on the phone, because I think this is himself. Upon the bed, still a man. See, they were one be proud to say, or what, or the one was a memorable. And a Friday,
Last Friday.
And then a back. The fire down, I feel man on putting it in. Look at us in the running of the community. About Monday. And now they can have from 6 to 6. Which is a big carnage.
Yes, Obama and I
Say, I'm not paying anymore. And will be afraid of the same. One day, they passport. It's a papa. The problem is I'm going to see the money they are. Okay. I'm going to make money be a car and go.
All more premises is here. Will be after a friend flip. Or the passport in the bill. And I just want family or premises. Oh, which is a man. I was on the kind and then I said, my friend. Now, I don't know. Just I hear maybe I am just now answer na Ghana and that's what people acquire passport. What the way be you? Because they the declared to get to some put your passport this acquire passport. Never do so here no na be won thank. Oh, e pass that carry boy in here. This I am that Africano and acquire again. This will be ya put this be ya come be ban go on. It's me dey pass not fair. Then when you want to say you're better, so who will be more and then cancel being shall say you're not say, be encouraged and once you go back. They say no, and all by about who you means. I want to think for the hour.
And run it at all. I don't know. But you're your way. And that's all. You say, I'm hoping for more. I'm support it. I don't make answer why. I'm going to be so bright. You know, but you can't take my baby and you can't only pass it now. I'm not going to say, I have passport. I didn't mind. Didn't mind from 27th. It's a dear one that trouble for crap.
It's one test message or phones. Say, a year transmit for the paper. It's a woman from my dear, what's your home, Australia? That's a common family. It's all by no, on the public here, absolutely to my one. Is it again also?
Yeah, me the best slab by the say yes. We are people go almost from I am no way money. If you go to Brazil, I am almost call you no way. See a best level. The private money, and you might yesterday email. What is that? What happened? Go back to passport. Here, but your passport because only a contract. This is the way you did in the contract. You didn't know what for that. And I won't call you to see how much money say. Who we are, I had a bad agent. Every time I make this, I send my friend and I know. One come over here. After that, and I want to tell you, and kept party. You are a bar, you will be over the link. Oh, the best rabbi, the apostle of the Cassia need to want near Brock. This may be where you want to master my other, but the body.
Emma, I would say, one of us, being as well as one Bram. It's a yes, and now, because I'll cut from memoir. Or tell more high no more movie, anyone I have one man here. One I have test for messages on moment I made your passport. It doesn't know what I show. May the Kakam can say, some of catches here, my dear passport, I have for my son. Yes, I saw the one woman making a country say, Tina. Yan some 2 minutes and passport. Because I am saying, I come to you. Then see bit me. There's also passport. Oh, I told say, we are one of staff. That be passport to me. Okay, me passport to okay. It's me many abre because I want me from Penyah community assembly. Man, Kwajuma, me Jawaba, some baby. It was a mama Penyah, also some Setlika.
And to stay in the place and the Pomuma.
That's why Obia or staff in
Obia, wake up, or war I office and Samuel. There's any plan. You know the reason why I went to dinner. It's when you bet a time, no one has the idea. We'll be on the cafe today, or more so much. And the general family move us away edge. So we will hamper your year beside some crowd and a bit like I said, and my assurance for see. But it's Obia or my assurance saying to the headache.
And you say, no, some Baba a bear and I watch you back when I watch you know, or swim you know, and they can see and a bear, and I'm more than a mood.
But the moon is a man's house, it's me too slow. No, I'm okay, you move to the cost of my no mix, and you know, some man about to be done first now. About when we go first now, who can't need to people need to rest our back. And within 10 minutes, on second passport now. It is something my boy, my home chance I could do and can never free. Company in some young can many because all companies say, yeah, why I can't do a passport, but don't say why. Oh, and keep step by step. Be a Giano.
And just the Ablakwa there. Now, so I ask Ghana for every 2 kilometers or a competent Mahama. You as my viewer, what is your view on this? Should Mahama sack Ablakwa? And I see now with Termanaka Krana or to any way. What is your view on that? Try your mom ever comment section. How you can block media.